A war that we're fighting tomorrow, today, it reminds me of a wise piece of advice.
What is today but yesterday's tomorrow?
What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. The Tomorrow War, starring Chris Pratt, is coming to Amazon Prime tomorrow. We're going to talk about it. Let's do it. So a family man is drafted to fight in a future war where the fate of humanity relies on his ability to confront the past. And we start out with this crazy sci-fi battle. I mean, we are thrown right into it with Chris Pratt, but then we cut back just a little bit and get a chance to learn how this happened in the first place. And the world is stunned when this group of time travelers arrive from the year 2051 to deliver a message. 30 years in the future, mankind, they're losing this war against this crazy, deadly alien species. And all throughout the movie, at least through the first act, they're kind of setting up what these aliens are going to look like. They're like, we don't want to show you, because if we show you, you'll get freaked out. And I'm sitting back thinking, well, okay, I mean, how many times have we seen creature designs, and have they done this over and over where they build it up and then we see the alien, we're just like, I mean, it's scary, but I've seen it before. And while I have seen maybe versions of this creature before, let me tell you, this is some of the best creature design for those horror enthusiasts out there I have seen in so long, and the CGI on the creatures is remarkable. It adds so much to these battles where Chris Pratt's character and the rest of whoever his crew is at the time is just mowing through these creatures, or at least attempting to, because a lot of the individuals that we see here, they're not fighters. They're not trained warriors. They're just normal people who get drafted into this war. So there is so much conflict happening with those that are pulled into battle, pulled out of their everyday lives, and they have to accomplish some sort of mission or do something. Now, this movie is a mix of a few things. You can pull in Alien, you can pull in Edge of Tomorrow, you can pull in a lot of these post-apocalyptic movies where the world is coming to an end and it's up to our heroes to do something crazy or great and save the day. But the thing about this movie, the way that it's pieced together, is there are, well, maybe more than three, very distinct acts of this film, where characters are introduced and you get a little bit about them and you kind of get on board with who they are and their relationship with Pratt, and then they're kind of forgotten about for the rest of the movie. And a lot of people are going to take issue with that, and for good reason. I was watching and I'm like, I wish we could have went back to this character or learned more about who he is or she is, but then we kind of move on and introduce maybe another character who takes up 20, 30 minutes of screen time, and then they're gone, whether it be killed off or just gone, and we don't really know where they are. And that happens so many times throughout the film. So while I'm not going to sit back and say the script is the best I've seen all year, I do believe the Tomorrow War, I almost said the Tomorrow World, the Tomorrow War has so much fun within it, so much entertainment to be had, because there are like 15 to 20 minute long action scenes across this sci-fi landscape where Pratt and friends are attempting to mow down these aliens. And I won't lie to you, I was having a great time with it. I really was, especially looking at Chris McKay's direction. Now, if you don't know who Chris McKay is, he's actually the director of the Lego movie, and he's the guy that everybody said was going to make this Nightwing movie a long time ago. Well, there's still a chance that happens. Maybe DC gets a look at this movie and says, hey, at least he can handle himself in this big, grand sci-fi world. And this really is just a summer blockbuster that does fall into those typical big-scale movie cliches with the giant action scenes and whatnot. But there's so much here in terms of genre range. I mean, there's horror, there's action, there's adventure, there's a mission, there's a mystery. I mean, there's a lot going on. And understandably, it's going to be too much for some. And it did start to become too much and a bit repetitive after a while. And I will fully admit right now, this movie is 20 minutes too long. It had no reason to be as long as it was. It was trying to go into tomorrow. I need to retire. And don't get me wrong, a lot of characters. Chris Pratt plays Dan. J.K. Simmons is James. Betty Gilpin's in this film. Yvonne Strahovski, she is a very integral character in the movie. Standout for me, and someone I wish we would have seen more from, was Sam Richardson. He kind of goes away for a while and then comes back, and it's like, there's so much possibility and potential here for character development that isn't just Dan's. Dan gets a lot. He's the focus. He's a very key cog in the way that this story is progressing. But beyond that, even though the movie is extremely long, we're more focused on the lore, and understandably so, because there's a lot going on here, and mission after mission, and goal after goal, and eventually it just becomes a lot, and I wish they would have devoted some of this time on some of the characters to develop them more than the actual plot. But overall, for what it was going for, trying to be this fresh blockbuster film with very interesting visuals and awesome action scenes, I think it has that 100%. So before I give you guys my score, thanks so much for watching. If you didn't notice this morning, this is my brand new studio. Appreciate your all's patience. The Tomorrow War delivers on its promise of being an entertaining and action-packed summer blockbuster. It's definitely too long, but the creature design is absolutely outstanding. There's a lot to have fun with, and Chris Pratt is great. I'm going to 70% with my score, even with my flaws within the characters. I had such an entertaining watch, like seeing things in a movie like this that you've never really seen before. That rarely happens, especially on this scale in the sci-fi world, so it was really cool to see, and I loved the character of Dan. He was super entertaining to watch. Nice balance of humor and drama. I'm just interested to see what you guys see and which side of the fence you fall on. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. One more review today for Fear Street Part 1 coming to Netflix tomorrow, and I'll see you soon.